those films did together.
Wait, can you repeat that? I just hit record.
Oh, I don't want that to be on fucking camera.
Why? You don't want to be like positive? Are we not allowed to be positive about this? Because I mean, I'm kind of surprised.
No, it was like comparing it to some of the better films, horror films, like
Makes you feel bad?
not just competent war films. Like this did some stuff that the best war films did. Maybe not in the best kind of way. Maybe it wasn't the most competent. Maybe it wasn't the technically the best, visually, artistically, or whatever. It doesn't matter. It definitely tried for that. You know.
It tried.
It
succeeded in a lot of ways.
Yeah, wasn't the perfect film, but it was good.
Hey,
Howdy.
I'm back.
You watched 2 films.
Fuck, it's been a hiatus.
Yeah.
Ooh.
2 war films.
2 war films. And the joke was on us because I thought they were both going to be trash. And we'll get to some surprising stuff in a moment. First, Nate's back. Brad's back. Hi, Steve, and the squirrels and other animals that managed to come in. And if anyone else decided to actually follow this channel, why? Mistakes.
Yes, I don't know.
This channel's a joke. Anyways, but that's the joke. Okay, so anyways, we're back. Today we watched Soldiers of the Damned.
Yep.
By hand me my phone.
I don't know who was by it. I really don't care.
Soldiers of the Damned was a it was a garbage. It was a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Soldiers of the Damned was a dumpster fire from start to end. It was just like, I feel bad, but I think my favorite part about that movie was when we started playing Spot the lavalier mic, because they're just so fucking obvious. They're like tucked. Okay, wait. Okay. Shit. I'm trying to think of the like. Oh my god, this is such a shit show of a movie. Okay, it was directed by Mark Nuttall. Nuttall. Mark Nuttall. It was written by Nigel Horn. Why can I not talk?
Nurgle Horn.
And it is a movie. And I think all I need to say about this movie because we're not going to talk about the story of this movie. The story of this movie is
it doesn't make any
sense.
It's
a garbage fire. It's a dumpster fire.
Well, I can't describe it in a quick phrase.
Which is?
You know how badly I hated Donnie Darko, and how I had to drink during the review of that film. It was Donnie Darko with Nazis as the heroes.
Yeah, no, okay, so this movie does its best to make you like Nazis. It tries. The very first scene is a bunch of Russians raping, I guess, Czechoslovakian, even though that's not even a country back then, but it's on the map. And the map is Czechoslovakia during the World War II. It's great. Anyway, so yeah, it's got like this Chechen girl, I guess? I don't know. So this girl being like raped by Nazis, not Nazis. I'm sorry, it's so hard not to say Nazis when you start a line with raped. Because, especially when you're talking about a movie about Nazis, because usually Nazis are like doing all of the terrible No, this one, the Nazis are supposed to be the heroes, and I don't buy it. I'm sorry, it was bad. No, it starts with a bunch of Russians raping some girl and some German soldiers, because they keep making this weird distinction between German soldiers and Nazis.
They're all wearing swastikas. So.
No. To be fair, I mean, if they're talking Nazis in like the party affiliation, but even still, I mean, yeah, everyone's wearing swastikas.
Yeah.
The costumes are terrible. There is no Hugo Boss on the SS officers. It just looks like the rest of the German uniforms, which don't look right at all.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, so they're supposed to. I don't know what they're supposed to do, but they come across these Russians and they're like, "Let's save the German soldiers." And they fail, and one of them dies, and then the girl they save kills herself. But they tried. It was a fucking shit show. The entire movie is like that. It's just stuff happens, and it's funny because I remember like I was commenting like, hey, the audio mixing at least is good on this, and that was when we started realizing that I could see the lavaliers, and I was just like, oh.
Oh, like the scene where the one guy gets up. Well, no. Yeah, you see the cable running down his shirt, and I say the one guy because I don't fucking know the characters' names.
I don't remember any of their names.
They were. Yeah.
There was surprisingly sexy sniper when he took off his shirt, because he was gross looking in the face. There was obviously gonna die young guy who I don't.
Who obviously died.
He died real fast. There was. By the way, everyone has a really British accent except for the SS officers who have really bad fake German accents, and I'm pretty sure everyone is British.
Yeah, it was micro budget. I'm assuming micro budget.
I hope it was a micro budget film. I've shot better stuff on my fucking 70D.
Yeah, I legitimately believe the film was probably shot with either a 70D or an 80D or a 70. Crop frame Canon.
I mean, honestly, it could have been shot on like a fucking what do you call it? Like Rebel, any of the Rebel lines.
Yeah, I mean,
they even call them Rebel lines anymore. They like call them TIs.
Rebel. Yeah, it's a T whatever.
Yeah.
I Rebel. Anywho,
but it was a mess. It was disgusting to look at. Like like, oh my god, they did not. Okay, there's actual day for night shooting in a movie that was shot in 2015.
Yeah.
And I know that seems like I'm being like a dick, but it was like really bad day for night.
Yeah.
Like 70s day for night. The movie looks like shit. It's poorly composited, it's poorly framed, it's poorly paced. The music works for the first third of it, and then when you realize that the music is just going to always be those like generic horror sounds, you just keep staying that. Fucking ever.
Basically, the movie starts and then continues for like 2-ish hours and then ends. With nothing really happens in the middle. We stopped paying attention to what the plot was.
I just started picking it apart on its visual aesthetics.
Yeah, I mean, again, though,
it's such a shitty, ugly movie.
Establishing shots, the drone shots.
Oh, yeah, there's some great drone shots.
There were some great scenes in the movie as an aesthetic, but those were happy accidents for the most part.
I'd like to think they're happy accidents. I mean, I'd like to give them the benefit of the doubt and say that their cinematographer was just working with what they could, but I also don't really want to call the guy who did the cinematography on that a cinematographer.
There were some very obviously bad scenes where it's like, oh, this is beautiful, oh my god, what are you doing with that camera? You should feel bad.
I always get nervous that it's not recording because I can't see the screen. I need to hook that up to the TV so I can watch it while it's recording. I've got a fucking cable for it. I'll do it next time. But no, yeah, like you said, there are scenes that are like pretty. I remember we were tearing apart technical aspects, like the fact that we could tell that they used like a plastic lens.
Oh yeah,
plastic body lens.
Yeah, we could tell it was. It's one of those things of if you know what you're doing with cheap equipment, you can produce something incredibly beautiful for a low budget.
But you have to work with the equipment, not against it. And this was against the equipment.
This was, they just shot it and then dropped it off in post, and I'm sure the editor was like,
I'm going to play with color values, and he did.
Yeah.
It changes from shot to shot. Like,
on this, yeah, the same scene.
The temperature changes from shot to shot. Like, there are some shots that are really beautiful, and those are the shots where you can tell they were shooting during the golden hour or during sunsets. Mm-hmm. Like, there are some really impressive shots that are complete accidents. Because then they have shots that are the most boring group shots you can imagine.
Yeah.
Like, and it's funny because they shoot through the trees every once in a while, trying to get like a good, I completely forgot the term, parallax shots. Mm-hmm. But nothing happens, and there's no camera movement that's competent in this. There's like hand, and it's like shaky, but not like shaky cam shaky. It's just like some dude holding a camera like, whoa! And then there's dead ass tripod shots, and then there's they must have had a different person shoot the drone shots, I'm assuming.
Yeah, or great.
Or maybe they were a drone pilot who's like, hey, can you do cinematography? I don't know the story behind this movie, and I don't want to know. I don't care.
Oh, I desperately tried to look at the budget, because if this was shot for more than $10,000, I'm flabbergasted.
Mm-hmm. I kind of feel bad for some of the actors. Some of the actors were actually not that bad. They had nothing to work with.
Right.
The script was garbage.
Terrible. The script didn't make any... Like, it didn't make any sense. It was as absurd and pretentious and try-hard as Donnie Darko was. If you just remove all of the charm and the characters you actually care about in any drama, and then replace it with Nazis. And then replace it with Nazis.
And then, and make you try to like the Nazis. And once again, the German soldiers are like, oh, we're not Nazis, we gotta... But, you know, they might be Nazis, but they're still Germans. And it's like, oh, that's nationalist pride still. Cool.
Yeah. There was a... I don't have to say it, you know, it's a movie that has you tries to make you like Nazis.
In 2015.
In 2015. And for me to say, though, that it has a very strong nationalist fascist undercurrent to it, I think is pretty fucking obvious.
And misogyny.
Yeah, I think all that goes
It's just and there's some funny things too, like the fact that all the Nazi banners in the one building were like CGI and bad CGI.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, the plane attack. There's a plane and like very early on, and it's funny because like some shots are convincing, and my speculation was that they literally went out to like an airfield where they were doing like an air show, and just like let's
point the camera up.
Let's catch one as it flies overhead, because then it cuts to the most adorable CGI.
Yeah.
Like Saturday morning cartoon shit. Like
what was it? Birdmageddon? Is it?
Yeah, Birdemic.
Birdemic. Yeah, it's that kind of level. Like where you watch it, you're like, wait, what?
Ooh.
I give them credit though, depending on the budget. Like they tried.
No, they like I can tell that there was an effort made by some of the people involved. A good, like, I mean, some of the actors were trying. The one guy was loving being a Nazi, and I don't mean that like I don't think he was an actual Nazi because he was way too gay to be in it. Oh my god, I'm not. But anyways, he just seemed to enjoy the fact that he got to eat as much scenery as he tried, and he was enjoying the shit out of just being a dick.
Yeah, just the most stereotypical stage actor.
Oh yeah, no, he was. Like. Oh my god, it was great. It was a shit show. Don't watch it.
Yeah, I mean, watch it. I like bad movies. I like watching bad movies. I found sometimes funny, obviously.
This was atrocious. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, this is, you know how it goes from so bad it gets good again, and then you get so bad it passes past that and just becomes fucking terrible. And then there's a certain point where you get unwatchable. This is like right on the other side of unwatchable, where it's like you can put it on and it can be background noise, and if you're not trying to actively shut it off, but it's bad.
No,
like nothing's good about it.
We had more fun discussing like what must have happened behind the scenes on some of these shots, like trying to figure out the type of camera they were shooting on, type of lenses, like. We know they're using lavaliers because we can see.
Yeah, you can see it in the collars.
It's adorable.
And, yeah.
I was like, what's that?
A lot of scenes.
Like, what is that fucking like? You know, they've got like layers. I mean, you know, they're hidden pretty well if you don't know what you're looking for. Like, I mean, I could see like a lot of people wouldn't even see it.
There were a couple scenes though where it was like, there's a lavalier sitting on his shirt.
There were a couple, but I'm talking like the fact that I was picking them out like before you even noticed them because I'm used to working with lavaliers now after this summer, and oh my god, I was like, oh, that's a fucking lavalier right in the middle. And then a throat mic on the one guy too, which is why, like I said, it's good sound though. I mean, it sounds good.
Yeah,
and I think that's about the nicest thing I can say about this movie is it sounds good.
Don't watch it. Don't watch it. I not even on a dare. Don't watch it. Not even when you're drunk. Don't watch it.
We couldn't get drunk enough to enjoy it.
That's saying something.
Which is impressive because we couldn't bring ourselves to like. You can make drinking games about bad movies, but it's just sort of like, huh. Like we stayed surprisingly sober, just making fun of just all the things. Like we were making fun of the fucking bokeh, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
We spent like 12 minutes making fun of the bokeh on this movie while it was happening. I don't remember what was happening. I think one of the guys died while we were making fun of the bokeh too.
Oh yeah, some like Russian shot like the dude in the head and like.
We were still like just making fun of the fact that we could like the bokeh had these fucking hexagonal spider web. You're better at describing the bokeh.
It was just one of those things where it had like a really coarse bokeh, and you're like trying to figure out like how many blades the aperture had, so we could figure out what lens it was. By the way, I can't say for certain, but we kind of came to the conclusion it was probably the Canon 50mm f1.8 Series 2, probably.
Now now if we're wrong and they used like some sort of
cine lens, then my God.
Then what did you do? What Jesus? This is like we're giving you the benefit of the doubt by hoping that you had a micro budget and we're using like the
$800 lens.
Yeah. No, it's I don't know. It's just a thing. I mean, I think, okay, so let's try and talk a little bit of plot. What I remember is they're going into the woods to find a thing. The thing turns out to be a MacGuffin, because we never find out what the fuck the MacGuffin is. It's a glowing green light in a bag, and you can see the actual green light in the bag, but there's like an After Effects green light because they could not get the prop to work, I'm assuming. And it's and they're trying to find the origin of the Aryan race,
which involves like
some sort of fairies or ghosts or wood spirits. I don't know. It's weird.
Fairy wood spirit, like children with blackened eyes who are like ghosts. Yeah.
Which doesn't that just sort of like mean that there's still like it's still that nationalist thing though, because they're basically saying that Nazis descended from godlike beings that control time and space.
Yes.
Or there's time travel.
Well, but in the same sense of like
Donnie
Darko time travel, but it does it more consistently in a way that just makes the whole thing hard to follow.
Oh yeah, you don't realize it's time travel until the end, and some of it doesn't even make sense as time travel.
Yeah,
like the one fight between the guy and the other guy
who happened to be already dead but wasn't dead.
Yeah, it's just like No, I mean no. I'm talking about the sniper guy and the beefy guy.
Yeah, because then he kills him in it, but then he stands up and he has no wounds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's because like the sniper guy's like looking at the spot where he disappeared. He's like, "Where'd he go?" And it's like, why is okay? So if it's time travel, then why did that scene happen? Is what I'm trying to figure out, because there's no reason for that scene to have happened if it was some sort of time travel. So it's just like a weird scene.
Yeah,
the movie's just garbage. Don't watch it.
Yeah, now, it's not sure whether it's like ghost spirit children super Nazis or some shit like that.
I was checking out the IMDb. There's like some kids that are listed as Jewish child. I think they were supposed to be like the Jewish children who died in the Holocaust haunting the one Nazi guy that's what he saw. But that is never made clear at all. Like, if your IMDb lists them as Jewish child and you're doing a goddamn Nazi movie, at least put them in the right fucking... Just make them look like... I hate to say this, but make them look like they've been at a camp, you know? If you're having a fucking SS officer being haunted by Jewish children who he probably killed... Make it so the audience knows. Because I didn't know. Once again, ghost fairies. I only know that because I was going through the whole cast list trying to figure out who everyone was, because I wanted to never watch a thing anyone was in.
But that's the thing, is if they had gone that route...
If they had done anything to make the Germans look... They don't do anything to make the Germans look bad.
Yeah.
They don't. Like, not as a whole. Like, they
pretty much the SS officers, like, the most they do to make them look bad is to make them jerks.
Yeah. Or crazy, like the girl. Because the woman who's, like, secretly in charge of this whole thing.
Directly answers to Heinrich Himmler and all this. Whatever.
Who cares?
But, yeah, if they had gone the route of the Nazis are bad guys and they're being haunted by these Jewish ghost children from the camps, and it ends up as more of, like, a supernatural revenge film, that would have been cool.
Yeah, no, that could have been really interesting. Especially... I don't know. No, I don't know. Like, there's... It's a weird amount of wasted potential for a movie that tries to make you feel bad for Germans. I keep trying to say Russians because I really cannot sympathize with Nazis in this movie. I can't sympathize with Nazis in general. I'm sorry if you're a Nazi. I'm not sorry. If you're a Nazi, you probably should just turn this off. Yeah. Go away. Okay, so... So
we watched this horrible train wreck.
We did watch 2 movies.
Yep. That was the warm-up because we weren't sure if we could handle the following movie. We were expecting the worst.
We were expecting the very worst, because the next movie is directed by Uwe Boll, who, you know, we've had an interesting history with here. Actually, you might not, because I think I deleted like 3 of the videos we shot on him because they just...
We had to get really...
Really, really drunk, and then we said stuff, and I was like, oh, I'm not putting that on the internet. So it's Tunnel Rats, which is his best-rated film, and it sits at, what,
4.7 on IMDb.
It is not a 4.7 film.
It is definitely not a 4.7 film. It is based off of, what did they describe it? Vietnam War U.S. Special Operations Unit that goes through the Viet Cong tunnels and hunts people out.
And it has no script. It was shot without a script. It was shot with
an outline, basically.
An outline. Which, by the way, David Lynch shoots up an outline, too, which is funny, because... Like, I hate to say this, but if you didn't know this was a Uwe Boll film, you'd probably like it.
A lot.
You should watch it. It's actually surprisingly good.
I'm going to make the statement here, and this is what I was teasing Brad before we sat down. If you can make a judgment off of a director based off of one film, and you know how bad Uwe Boll is. Like, easily the worst director of all time.
But you saw this first?
No, I'm going to put this out there. This film proves that he's actually a good director. He just doesn't care.
Oh yeah, he does not. Yeah, this totally proves that he does not give a fuck.
Like,
he's only in it for the money. Because if he'd made more shit like this, you would know Uwe Boll if he made more films like this. He'd be some crazy German director that art house snobs like.
Yeah.
I hate to say that. I really fucking do.
If all of his films were like this, he would be loved in the same way that like Aronofsky and stuff like that are loved.
I'd fucking watch this again. This was well shot, and I do mean well shot. This is unfortunately because of when it was made, because it was a complete box office flop. Because by the time this came out in 2008, everyone hated Uwe Boll already. Yeah. Nobody trusted his films. This got like. I was checking. It actually got a couple good reviews from people. One of the reviews said that this came out in the 80s before
Platoon.
Before Platoon. He'd probably be known as like a great director.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it came out in 2008 after he'd already done Alone in the Dark. Which, by the way, if you've never seen it, you should really watch the Nostalgia Critics version of it. Yeah. That's such a great review.
It came out. Oh shoot! What were those movies? House of the Dead. House of the Dead 2.
He only did the first one, didn't he?
No.
Oh, he did the second one.
He produced all of them.
Oh yeah, but he didn't direct the second one.
He directed the second one, I believe.
Did he? Because that one's actually better than the first one.
It was, but it was still very bad.
Oh yeah, I know. But the first one is a dumpster fire on par with the last film we watched.
Yeah.
Which I should probably make us. Not you. I'll make someone else watch it.
Yeah. Anywho, but yeah. Basically, that ruined everything that he had. If he made more films like this, IMDb rates that as a 4.7. I'm going to say right now, this movie is easily 6.5 or a 7 out of 10.
I'd give it a solid 6.5 without really even questioning myself. And honestly, if I watched it again, I'd probably bump it up because it's pretty nuanced. There's a lot of characters, but they're all not written, but they're the actors and the direction and everything gives a really good character to them. You understand who these people are, and you feel bad when they die.
Yeah.
And not just the U.S. soldiers, because this movie actually shows both sides. You get to meet the Viet Cong and see them planning and see why they're fighting against the U.S. Because they're not fighting because the U.S. is invading. They're fighting because what they've seen the U.S. Army do is atrocities, like raping and shit like that. It's
executions.
There's no good guy in this movie.
But at the same time, there's not very many people I would call bad guys.
No, there's no bad guys. There's just people.
There's just people who are and who die.
And some of the deaths are fucking horrific. Like not horrific like a scary movie horrific. I mean like
you feel.
Oh fuck! This one poor kid who's just like screaming he wants to go home before getting shot to death in a tunnel.
Yeah.
Like it's
the claustrophobia of the tunnel shots. This is a phenomenally shot film. It's
amazing, and once again, unfortunately, it's on Hulu just I think standard definition because once again it bombed.
Yeah. So keep in mind this came out before the whole HD SLR revolution. So but yeah, phenomenal, humanizing both sides, showing the atrocities of war in a way that doesn't show the soldiers as bad people.
Or heroes, or like they're people
who have their own hopes and dreams, and want to do something with their lives, and are just kind of stuck in the situation that that nobody necessarily wants. And I'm going to put this out there: Vietnam had some great war films. Obviously, Full Metal Jacket, one of my favorite films of all time. Platoon,
Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now. Apocalypse Now.
It is, right? Yeah. I know I love that movie. I just can never really remember what war it's attached to because I'm terrible.
Yeah. Platoon, of course, which was a great Vietnam film. Good Gunmaroon Vietnam, etc., etc., etc. There were a lot of great Vietnam films.
If this had come out in the 80s, it'd be one of them. It'd be remembered like them.
Yeah. This is not top 5.
No.
Because we just named off some great top 5. I'm going to put this out there. Probably top 10. This is probably I'm going to say maybe 8th or 9th best Vietnam film. Because it does a lot of good. Like, I cannot say this enough.
It's
to Uwe Boll, I'm going to put this out there. If you ever watch our bullshit little YouTube channel, you should feel ashamed of yourself because you actually have skill.
don't feel ashamed of yourself. Just move forward and go back to doing shit like this.
Yeah, like
the whole tax incentive scandal shit is over now. Just make art films because nobody's gonna invest money in you otherwise.
I mean, even if like whatever, just keep making art films because you keep making films like this, we will keep watching them.
Oh yeah, I'd give you money for this. If you give me another movie like this in theaters, I'd watch it.
Mm-hmm. I'd buy the DVD, I'd buy the Blu-ray, and maybe the T-shirt too.
I know you're probably like, the hell, Uwe Boll, because trust me, that was my response. We were like, this is gonna be funny as shit because we were going into taking bets as to which movie we're gonna like more.
Right. But we had to watch the movie about the Nazi supernatural ghost time traveling to prepare ourselves so that we could watch the Uwe Boll film, and then the Uwe Boll film just completely blew us away.
It's like, I didn't like. To put it in perspective, like the whole like we do drink when we watch these movies because a lot of the times they're really bad, and we don't really drink that much at their art films unless we're drinking like cognac, like when we were watching The Dreamers.
Mm-hmm.
But you drink to what you're watching. You drink trashy beer for trashy movies. But this was I didn't even drink a beer through this movie. I was just watching it. It was breathtaking, and I hate to say that. Let's get to some technical stuff. Color palette is gorgeous.
It looks like old photographs.
Yeah, it looks like an old Vietnam documentary.
Shot on.
You were speculating about lenses.
Yeah, the look and feel of the lenses. I figure because the standard, I don't know what equipment he shot with, but probably used a lens adapter and probably used error correct lenses. Like it has that look.
And if not, then
kudos to him for getting that look.
Because it looks great. It looks like a Vietnam newsreel almost. It's weird how good this movie looks. And the color palette is gorgeous. The cinematography is great. There's a little bit of weird shaky cam early on, but then there's amazing shaky cam at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Like the entire final fight is shot at shaky cam, and you're like, oh, fucking shaky cam. But no, it's a surprise attack, and I'm sorry, spoilers. But if you're watching this, you should know.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, we always have spoilers. I'll put a spoiler tag at the beginning. Spoilers ahead!
Spoilers ahead! You may not feel like watching this film, but do it.
Do it.
Well, the second one. Don't watch Soldiers of the Damned. That was a bad film.
Although if you hate someone, get them to watch the first one. I'll commit some war crimes with that movie. This movie was a war crime.
But for real deal, though. Going back to, I cannot give that movie enough credit for...
Hell, once again, me comparing the two films, the fucking bokeh between the two films.
Yeah, one looked gross, one of them looked creamy.
And
one of them
once
was...
again, on fucking standard definition, it still looked better than the high definition film.
Yeah. One of them had inconsistent color palettes, the other one was...
It was really smooth throughout the entire time. They actually had surprisingly similar soundtracks, with sort of like a horror vibe, but
they knew when to use it and when not to use it.
Yeah, and they did have other music too to use.
Right, some natural audio of some error correct music, which was great.
Mm-hmm.
But the parts that I liked is when they were smart enough, and this goes back to the director and the editor, knowing to pull the music out during the really dramatic claustrophobic scenes in the tunnels where they held on the shot way too long to create that feeling of being trapped.
There are some things in this movie that made me really uncomfortable because I do have claustrophobia and I have fears of drowning, and this movie finds wonderful ways of combining those things.
Yeah.
Just fuck. This movie, I was so surprised, and just I can't. What even was this? It was great. Fuck. So yeah, holy shit. I have a Uwe Boll movie you should actually watch. And trust me, I think this movie needs more press, because people don't know about this movie. I barely knew it, but I knew that he shot a movie called Tunnel Rats and it had no script. But the thing was, everyone's like, oh yeah, Uwe Boll shot a movie called Tunnel Rats and it has no script, and it's his best movie. And I was like, that's depressing and sad. And it is depressing and sad, but not for the reasons I thought. It's depressing and sad because, shit, he has some fucking talent hiding behind those. That's everything. Why? Dude.
That's, again, the depressing and sad thing is he could have been the low-budget German Oliver Stone.
Yeah.
He could have.
Yeah.
You still can. Go do it. I want you to make movies like this.
Please, I'll watch them. I won't even make fun of Blobberella anymore. I'll have to watch Blobberella now, though, don't I? Okay, so yeah, fuck. Verdict. Soldiers of the Damned.
Literal torture.
Burn it. Attempt 2 at the verdict. Sorry, technical issues. I don't know what that was. Anyways, so once again, attempt 2 at the verdict. Soldiers of the Damned is complete tripe and garbage. Don't watch it.
Yeah.
And the other one is surprisingly good, and you should give it a shot.
Like, again, legitimately, if you are into historical dramas, war films, anything of that nature, watch it, possibly even track down a physical copy and keep it in your collection, because, yeah.
Because, yeah, Hulu cycles through, and once again, I found this on Hulu accidentally.
Yeah.
I don't... Did it cut off when I was doing costumes?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, so costumes, yeah, sorry. Okay, so it cut off and then the shutter closed because I wasn't... Sorry. So costumes, the first one, Soldiers of the Damned had, like, reenactor grade costumes, and they were inaccurate.
And German soldiers wearing, like,
SS.
German enlisted wearing SS stuff.
Officer
belts
and stuff like that. It was weird.
It just super inconsistent. It looked like, not to knock reenactors' quality of stuff like that, but it wasn't up to the caliber of
it wasn't a good reenactor. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it would be good for background characters in a World War II era film. Yeah, you probably wouldn't notice a lot of this stuff like that, but
fortunately, it's on main characters.
Yeah,
and then
close up on main characters.
The other one had a few inconsistencies with gun models and all that, but overall, really good costuming, really good set design, really good.
Very consistent.
Like, it feels real.
Yeah.
Like, it has a very real, nagging quality to it.
Yeah. I can't speak for any anachronisms in Tunnel Rats, but you do get the feel based off of, the type of weapons they're carrying, the type of uniforms they're wearing, the type of equipment they have, type of flashlights, the weapons, and the clothes that the Viet Cong are wearing, that
efforts were made
to make this pretty darn close to era correct.
A little bit of research, trials, attempts, and once again, this movie just makes me more angry about Uwe Boll, because now it's like, shit, you actually know what you're doing, and you're just lazy.
You know what will make some extra money, but I know that this was that again. I feel like need to keep addressing Uwe in this.
Who's never going to see this video?
Yeah, I know he's never going to watch it, but again,
we get 8 views. Nobody's ever going to see this.
Whatever. But again, to Uwe Boll, if you ever decide to watch this, it's depressing. I know
it's heartbreaking.
I know you don't make money off of these films, but if you used the money that you're making off those terrible video game adaptations to make more stuff like this, you would be forgiven.
I just remembered that this movie, has a terrible video game adaptation of it.
It does.
This movie was turned into a video game, apparently, and that's surprising.
That didn't actually have a proper release date. It was supposed to come out on Xbox 360,
and it just didn't?
They just dropped it on Steam. No official announcement, just okay, it's up.
I'm assuming that's because the movie bombed.
And because the video game was half rushed out and not very good.
Oh, I hear a Let's Play in the future.
Yeah. Apparently the video game is how normally with Uwe Boll films, he'll take what is actually a good video game, Like House of the Dead, not great, but it's an awesome arcade game.
It's a great arcade game. As an arcade game, it is good. It's a good arcade game because it is a quarter eater, but it's fun. You don't hate it.
Alone in the Dark.
I have some good Alone in the Dark and some good House of the Dead memories.
Yeah. He took some great video games and made terrible fucking movies.
This is the opposite.
This is the opposite, where he took a great movie and just made terrible video games. So
surprisingly great. Once again, if he did not have his if he had not made any of the movies he made before this, it probably would have a higher IMDb rating.
It's the name that's attached to it.
Yeah.
Legitimately, it's the name that's attached to it.
And because, I mean, even us, we were
going
to trash this, and we were all excited. And
yeah, we
I was
bought
like,
2 sixers of beer. And
I was like, yeah, we're gonna get back into film reviewing. I'm gonna give us 2 shitty movies to watch because I hate us.
Mm-hmm.
And nope, fucking good movies.
No, one good movie. One
good movie.
One garbage fire.
The other one I'm not even thinking about anymore. It's so far in the past. I don't want to ever go back there.
Legitimately, this Tunnel Rats is a film I'm going to watch again. 100%.
Okay, random update notes. I think I'm going to try and track down Thanksgiving. Is that what it's called? Before Thanksgiving Day?
Yeah.
I'm going to try and track down the Evil Turkey movie.
We have a bunch of sequels.
It does?
Yep. There's like 7 sequels.
God, Wednesday's going to be a shitty day, because I'm going to have to do that on Wednesday. So, I'm going to actually try and put this out tonight. Minimal edits, sound correction, maybe a little color correction. I don't think I color balanced before I hit play, because he was talking, and I was like, oh, record. But, I'm back, apparently. Oh, and last notes. There's going to be a bunch of vlogs this week. So enjoy all the things I shot, and you get to see my hair change colors like 3 times. Because I'm terrible at this. Bye, squirrels. If you've snuck into a human's house, hit that like and subscribe button so I can make fun of someone for actually liking and subscribing to this shit. And Steve, don't take that personally. I love you. You're the only person who cares.